He knew us, and he formed some things in us that are amazing. And I want to know, because you are such an amazing person, I want to know what was it that you found in yourself? Because, you know, there's such a small percentage, I think it's like 1%, less than 1% of people that ever make it to the NFL, of football players that ever get there. And you did it. And not only did it, but you did it big. What was that was in Tyrone Poole that you found that was so unique, and you knew that was God's gift to you?
Yeah. Well, it goes back in high school. I quit football in high school. A lot of people don't know that. I quit in high school. So that, again, to let people know you can mess up. You can mess up and still get back on track.
Wow.
So I ended up going to Fort Valley State, the Fort Valley State. So got to get a shout out to
Fort Valley State.
Wildcats. Exactly. Right. So, but to know the partners, people speaking into you. My fifth grade teacher, Coach Parsons, he told me, he spoke it to me, hey, you have athletic ability. Because in PE, you know, I used to do a lot of great things in PE. Always being the first one chosen, if not the first one, the second person chosen. And he just came to me one day and said, hey, have you ever tried sports? And this was like maybe the fifth grade. And really, I played my first organized sports in middle school, about the seventh grade, and the rest is history. So it actually takes someone speaking into you, because sometimes we could be so close to the picture. If the bigger the picture, the harder it is to tell whether or not it's balanced. So it takes somebody who's standing off in the distance to say, hey, move it a little to the left, a little to the right. That's why it's important to have partners. And most of the time, it's your partners that tell you what you can and cannot be. But you want partners in your life.
Wow. Partners, which can be mentors, teachers, parents.
Yes.
And then as you went on as an adult, because now you have children that are grown children that you are now training. So what are you trying to impart into your kids? What are the most important things? Speak to parents about what they need to do with their kids at this season.
Well, one thing that I do, I try to ask my kids, who are you? Who are you? Now, when you know who you are, it goes back to the old definition. Like I said, if you know who you are, what you have, and what you can do, then you know what you're not. So if you know who you are, you know what you're not. And it's all about prevention. Just like in football, we have preventative measures. We lift weights, we stretch, we eat healthy. So I try to tell my kids, and anybody, parents that have kids, ask your kids, who are you? And then help them formulate who they are. And if they know who they are, then they know what they're not, and you decrease their chances of going wayward. Even though sometimes we may fall to the wayside, but if you know who you are, you're always going to be like a magnet coming right back to the middle of who you truly are.
That is wonderful, and that's such good advice. Know who you are. Know whose you are.
What you have and what you can do.
I love it. I love it. So now what's next for you?
Right now, we have an app. I got an app that we're developing as a company. It helps bullying. I'm actually doing some things at my college, Fort Valley State. It's just so many things that God has given me an opportunity to do. My kids, I'm imparting in them, helping them with their careers. And, you know, it's a journey. It's a journey. You know, it's like a roller coaster. You know, there's some highs and lows. And I heard a wise man say, if you can't handle the dip, then you can't handle the ascending. So it's always the down that prepares us for the up. So right now, I'm transitioning up, trending up. So it's a lot of things happening in my life, mentally, spiritually, and physically.
Wow. Well, it has just been an honor and a pleasure to talk to you. And I think as we're, you know, kind of moving to the next segment, if you have any other comments, any other suggestions, any other advice, just share that now and just look in the camera and just, you know, encourage people in this season.
Thank you again. And I would encourage people, I'm going to give you 3 P's and 3 C's, okay? Now, this is about if you want to transition and maximize your life. 3 P's, you got to have passion. You got to have passion, strong emotion or feeling about something. And then you got to prepare yourself for it. And then once you prepare yourself, your partners are going to come. Now, as you're transitioning to greatness, you got to have confidence, courage, and be consistent. And then you will become all that God wants you to be.
Wonderful advice, and that is so powerful. I think we can live on that for a long, long time. Thank you so much for being with us tonight on Atlanta Live.